This Unlock's Gel Blaster is pretty fun. It is a little bulky though. You know what? Nah. This is more my speed. What's good, everybody? My name is Valor and welcome back to Valtech Armory, and today we are on the outside of the workshop because it is a beautiful day out here, and also today we're taking a look at something that really warrants being outside because I don't want to get anything wet in the workshop. This is the XYL ARP9 Gel Edition, and this is a gel blaster, but more on the competitive and realistic side of things. Visually, it is based on a 9mm AR platform, so you have the nice sort of upper and lower system with the grips and all that, and all the tactical features that you could really desire in a blaster like this, but in a much more compact PDW style package. It uses its own ARP9 mags. These are not compatible with the, I think it's HSL is the other version of the ARP9 gel version that is out there. Apparently this version is better, so that is quite nice. You may notice that visually mine is a bit custom, and that's because when I received this, it was just solid white nylon, which that is a bonus. It is a solid nylon body, but that means it is very hard to sort of capture on camera. I mean, without me really shadowing things, you're really not going to be able to see the details of this thing, and you definitely would not be able to make out the sort of combat machine text that is on the side of the receiver here. And that's because I went and did my own custom job on this. I painted the tip bright orange because without a orange tip, this thing could easily be mistaken for a firearm because you can easily get anything Cerakoted these days. And that is just the standard sort of threads on the outside for any other sort of airsoft or gel suppressor, flash hider, whatever you want. I rather like this sort of cookie cutter Loudner device, and it is counterclockwise threads, so you have to turn left to tighten. And behind that's the handguard with the M-LOK slots on the sides and bottom, as well as the Picatinny rail on top that matches with the top receiver. And on top, there are some Picatinny flip-up iron sights, which you can take or leave. I tend to just watch the ammo as it flies through the air and adjust my aim accordingly. But it is a nice little feature to have, and it is nice to have a full rail in case you want something like a red dot optic or something similar. Further back is the charging handle. Pop it to pop the gate here and reveal the faux bolt that is kind of black chromed. And this thing will move for each shot, which is kind of fun. But there's a secondary feature to this charging handle. You hold it back to work the motor inside the magazine to load up and spool up the next set of rounds, because when you initially load these things up, there will not be any gel BBs in the feed tube here, and you'll have to end up firing a good bit before it'll actually work. This just means that it'll be ready as soon as you want to fire. Moving further back is the motor grip. It is quite comfortable for my hands, and due to the weight of the internals of this thing, it makes it feel really nice in hand. This thing runs on a, I believe, a V2 gearbox, so it's pretty easy to find replacements and stuff, though this is a gel blaster, so you'll have to look for gel-specific ones unless you want to go about converting this thing to airsoft, which would not be difficult to do just by swapping out the gearbox and the feed barrel system. And moving further back is the PDW style stock, which I personally really like the design of. It is slightly spring-loaded, so you can drop it free, and it will only have two positions. It will either be closed or open, but the size is perfect for me, being about 6 feet tall, for a more compact design like this. Further back is a cap that you can actually access your battery from. The included battery is a 7.4 or 2S battery, and attached to the mini Tamiya connector is a MOSFET, which I have heard helps with trigger response on these types of airsoft and Gelsoft blasters, which I'm likely to agree because that is very snappy. And I do really like that flat style trigger. And you'll notice that I'm missing the selector switch. That is not my fault, that was just missing from the box. So this thing is stuck in full auto. I can't switch it to semi-auto or anything. It's not the end of the world though, because this thing is actually compatible with airsoft parts, at least for the most part, in terms of gearbox, motor, that sort of thing. So it's easy enough for me to choose from the plethora of custom extra parts and everything, so I could swap this out and actually get a proper selector in here. That way I can use it to its full ability. I'm also missing the faux bolt release. It doesn't do anything on this because there's no sort of lock back feature or anything. This isn't like a gas blowback Gelsoft blaster or anything, so it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of annoying to not have that in the box. One thing I do like about this side of the blaster is it really shows that nice hydro dip that I did on this thing. and it sort of has a Marines kind of feel with it, with the dark blue gray and the digi camo. The white's a bit bright, but I wanted to help kind of signify that this isn't an actual firearm. I wanted to kind of keep some of that white, even though white will get dirty over time. It's not the end of the world, because you can easily just clean this with something like a toothbrush or like a magic eraser or something, just avoiding the painted parts. But overall, I quite like the fit and finish of this thing, because this thing is quite heavy, but it's very compact. So that white sort of disappears once you shoulder it or anything. And it's very easy to just kind of tuck close, keep nice and tight and everything. And this is my sort of style of blaster that I really like in terms of usability. The Unlock's gel blaster was okay, but even in its pistol form, it was very bulky. And it was also, I hadn't had a chance to take a look inside of it, but it may or may not use like a V3 or V2 style gearbox or something. This is definitely more on the upgradable side and more into the what the majority of Gelsoft players will use. But that's enough talking about it. Let's shoot at a target and see how it compares to something like a dart blaster or something. All right, we are about 60 feet away from the tree. I have the camera a bit farther away at this time because I don't want to hit the camera with gel balls. I've got a monitor box down there that I'm going to try to hit. It's roughly the size of a kind of a torso target. Got safety glasses on because gel balls and stuff, and safety and all that. Got the mag loaded up. Let's charge up. Okay, good enough. And let's see how well we can hit it. Bring that stock out. And I'm dry. I did find myself having to arc the shots a good bit more because, unlike Airsoft, these don't come with hop-up units built into them, so they will just drop off after a certain point. And yeah, if I'm having to arc my shots a little bit for 60 feet, then I'm gonna have to definitely arc them for anything further. But I was at least able to hit that box a good few times. All right. Overall, I don't think it's that bad, at least compared to a flywheel blaster. Compared to my highly accurate springers, this thing is not going to do that well at all, though with the ranges this is hitting, maybe I could forgive for that. I know that you can get hop-up units attached to the end of the barrel, which you can actually get from various Gelsoft stores around, or you can even 3D print them. But without the hop-up built into the thing, it's not going to get as high a range as something like Airsoft. And also due to the nature of the gels, they will vary in weight occasionally, and you'll end up having farther shots or shorter shots and everything, and it's kind of hard to judge. So it is kind of hard. It's kind of a hard sell for someone who is in the States or anything, who has access to Airsoft and similar. This is you can take it or leave it, really. If you are wanting to play with smaller kids and stuff, or younger kids, I can see this being a very nice sort of thing, because the impact on the gels is much less. Like, that's the reason exploders, like that was the biggest selling point of exploders, was the fact that they explode and they don't really hurt as bad. Of course, you can get like shattering Airsoft BBs, but those will still hurt because it's still a small plastic BB hitting your skin at whatever. I mean, wearing clothes and all that can help, but for just running around in a backyard or something, or at a private field, which something like this you definitely would want to run at a private field, or at least an indoor field or something, out of the public eye because of the size and shape of it, especially in today's sort of political climate, at least in the States, around firearms. Yeah, this definitely looks like a 9mm sort of AR platform, whatever. Like, it looks like an AR that runs Glock mags, though these are a bit thicker. I think these are like based on like a double stack, maybe a high kappa, I don't know. I know I'm American, yeah, I don't know that much about guns, sue me. But still, I am enjoying my time with this blaster. And the fact that it has such a nice ergo, it has the nice stock and everything, I really do want to carry some of these features over into blasters I design. Maybe not so much in the looks, like I would definitely want to sci-fi this up a bit, maybe have like a CQR 4 grip or something, really bulk it out, have a more obvious orange barrel or something like that, just to help signify that this is not a firearm. And the slightly darker paint job here does not help that much, but since I'm not going to be using this on private fields or anything, I might as well use a nice dark paint job, even though this is brighter by Airsoft and Gel standards that usually go with like the solid black and maybe some wood furniture or something. But overall, it's not bad. But tell me what you think about Gelsoft, because I honestly don't think it's going to really carry over as much in the States because we have access to Airsoft. The only reason Gelsoft exists as a sort of sport or anything is because Airsoft was banned in certain countries, like Australia. The Australians love their gel blasters, and even then they recently had like a soft ban on them unless you have a firearms license, because they're classing these as firearms, which is ridiculous in my eyes. Big thanks to the patrons that are scrolling on the screen right now. Be sure to let me know what you think. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you don't miss any future notifications of my uploads. And as ever, my name is Valor. Thanks for watching.